I'm enjoying some tea, if that's okay.
That's fine. We had Johnny on late last week, and we've got Jim Parsons tomorrow. So we're talking to your whole gang over the next few days.
They're okay guys. They're really good actors, but they're not that great people. So
I find that very hard to believe. I was told that you guys were so close that it was almost pathetic. That were Johnny's words. So
yeah. We are very, very close. We're like a family. So, we have our off days, but, we're all very close. And, we hear all the time that other TV shows are close too. But if there was a contest of closeness, I think we'd win.
Okay.
Well, Johnny was saying that you not only are together all day, at work, but you hang out afterwards.
Oh yeah. We're very, very close friends. We take vacations together and go out for dinner, and it's kind of sad that we don't have more friends, but, it truly is, now that I'm thinking about it. But, I just noticed, like, in my screen, can you see, like, what's above, like, there's a headshot of myself above there?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't put that up there. It's my parents, because this is my parents' house in India, so there's pictures of me all over this room, but it's not me. I just realized you can see that, and it looks like the most vain thing ever. I'm just going to cover my head.
Your home in California doesn't have pictures of yourself everywhere?
No. Just, no.
But they're proud of you. They're so proud of you. That's fantastic. Oh, can I just quickly, whereabouts in India are you actually?
New Delhi.
In New Delhi. Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
Well, you were born in London, then you moved to India, and then you come to the United States. I mean, how does a kid make that journey and get on the most popular comedy in the world?
Lots of alcohol. No, I don't. When I moved to America in 1999, I didn't have many friends. So I auditioned for a play because I had done some high school theater, and I was studying business, and I didn't know anyone, and I got into the play, and I was really bad. I really was terrible in this play, but I made a lot of friends, and I became sort of a theater kid. I wasn't in all the classes. I was taking business classes, but I started hanging out with the crowd, or the theater crowd. And so I became a theater student in essence. And then I started taking all the acting classes and stuff like that, and then when it came to graduate, I went and got my master's in acting because I wanted to get better. Because I felt like this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So imagine that call to my parents. Hey, I just got my degree in finance, but I think I'm just going to become an actor. They were like, what?
That probably would have been a really difficult phone call, but you are in the #1 comedy on TV. Surely that must be something to celebrate, right?
Yeah, they've always been so supportive of everything I've done. They never blinked an eyelid. They said, as long as you focus on being a good person, that's all that matters. So, yeah, Big Bang Theory, man, it's like winning the lottery. As an actor, it's really hard to have expectations about your career. Like, everyone wants to do well, right? I really want to do well, and I dream about, winning awards and being a movie star, or walking in Cannes Film Festival arm in arm with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I don't know why I use those two names, but I can't thank my lucky stars enough to be a part of not only such a great show with great writers, but to be with such a good cast.
Mm.
Well, you talked about how tight your group was, and this is your 4th season you just ended. The 5 of you have been together the whole time. Was there any concern at all amongst the 5 of you adding 3 more female characters this season that had to also share all that time with you?
It happens so. That's a good question, but it happens so seamlessly that it didn't feel like, oh my God, here's 3 new people, and now you have to share your time. It never felt that way. All 3 of them have been a delight to work with, and very much are part of the family now. And so I wish I had a better answer. Now I feel like I'm like Gandhi, praising everyone. But I really do believe that I don't know. I'm reference. I don't know. But that it was very seamless, and no, there's room for everyone. If you contribute to the show in such a positive way, then why would I ever I don't feel infringed upon at all. In fact, I feel very blessed that they're part of the family now.
Well, tell us about Raj Koothrappali. How do you feel he went in the season that just ended, and what do you think's in store for him for the fifth season coming up in the fall?
Season 4 ended, as you know, with Raj and Penny having sex, and so I don't know what's going to happen because I don't think the writers know yet. I think they go back to the writers' room tomorrow, I believe. Okay. So they're going to start figuring it all out, and I'll only know the day before we start rehearsal. I get the script that night, so I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's a great twist for Raj's character because, to be with Penny, I think it's his friendship to Leonard and the guys is very important, but equally important is his maturation, I guess, or his stepping out into the real world. And this is definitely a way to take a first step into the real world by making love to Penny. So we'll see. It was when I read the script, I was like, what? Because we get it a week before. So I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, awesome. It's weird though, because in real life, Kaylee's like my sister, so it's kind of weird, but in the life of the television show, it's really cool.
Mm. Well, your character had more to do probably this season than any other season, mainly because of the arrival of your sister. How do you feel like the dynamic of your character changed this year?
I don't look at how much I have to do per episode or think I wish I had more lines or I wish I had more scenes. I never look at it that way. I think it was cool to have the sister, not because I got to do more, but just to see the development of a character, I think that it was cool to see Raj go through that sort of feeling of jealousy, and feeling left out of the group because now he's the only one who didn't really have a lover. So it was great to see him go through that journey. But I don't feel different this season than season 1 because Raj had more to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, Kunal, let's talk about Emmys because we work with an awards website. So this is what we normally like to talk about. And as you know, last year Jim won the lead comedy actor Emmy. The show just missed out, we think, probably. Hopefully maybe this year it might break through. What do you think it's going to take for the Big Bang Theory to smash through that category and actually get that nomination?
It's difficult right now because I think single camera comedies are cool. Does that make, not cool, but they're the in thing, right? Yeah. So, I'm horribly uneducated in the process of the voting that takes place for the Emmys, and I don't want to sound like I know what I'm talking about because I don't, but I'm presuming that if someone on the committee hasn't seen certain television shows, they'll still take the television shows that they hear about a lot.
Yeah.
They'll still mark. And Big Bang Theory, it's a very cult show. It's not a tabloid show. Whenever in the tabloids, in the People magazines or the lifestyle magazines or sort of in the hoopla, the buzz of Hollywood. Yeah. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely.
So, I don't know if I was really upset last year. Not upset, I was disappointed because I thought that was our year, and they had made a big marketing push and we had such great ratings. We killed it at the 9:30 slot last year, I thought that was going to be the year. And then when it didn't happen, I found myself so disappointed. And I'm like, why? Why am I so disappointed? I can't allow myself to do that because the Emmys are a wonderful thing. They're the Oscars for television actors, so it's a dream come true. If we get nominated, it's a dream come true, I'm not going to lie. To be a young actor to be nominated for an Emmy, even with the show, would be a dream. But at the same time, this year, I think I've just sort of trained myself to not, to not get my hopes up too much because I don't want to be disappointed. And it doesn't change anything for us. We're still going to work as hard as we can to make the funniest show possible. And it would be a great honor. But this year, I think I'm holding back my excitement, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you happen to get into that supporting actor category, you may or may not know you'll have to choose one episode from this past season that you think was your best work or the best, at least the best showcase for Raj. Do you have one in mind?
Well, there was one that I got naked in, but that's just because my muscles look really nice in that.
Was that the Wildebeest episode? Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's the Wildebeest episode, yeah.
Oh, just getting comfortable. So how long have you lived in Los Angeles?
They were out of scones.
Oh, Sheldon, I'm talking to someone. You're being rude. I bet you're an actress. If not, you should be. You have a very expressive face. Oh, my God. Wait, where are you going? We were doing so well. She never even got to see my penis.
That's the one. I never thought that we would get to the point where that episodes would blend together. I would think that I would remember every single episode, but now episodes are beginning to blend together for me. So the one in my most recent memory would be the wildebeest one, because you get to see Raj in the coffee shop go from, you always see him when he's drunk or something be this like really slimy kind of like, not slimy, but he puts on this false bravado. But for 1 second in that coffee shop scene, when she opens up to him, he calls her an angel. But in rehearsal, I kept doing it in that bravado way, and then Chuck and Bill said, no, just do it like he's really charming, like he is falling in love with this girl. So I think that's the one I would pick just because of that. That was the longest answer of that question, but I think that one.
I think you're on the right track, Kunal, but also, I mean, if you want an alternative, you're really good in this season finale as well. You felt so sorry for poor Raj, and he's got to move out of his home so that Leonard can be with Priya, and it's all a bit much for him, and you get some really good writing behind you too. So, you've got some really good stuff to choose from, which is, always a good thing.
Thank you.
So
I hope that Big Bang does get nominated. I would much rather the show get nominated, than take an individual accolade from it, because I don't know, I really believe in our show and I'm so protective of it, and I really wish it does well, So I hope we get a nomination. If not, we'll try again next year.
Well, your cast, I think, had a very good time at the Golden Globes this year. Was that a fun experience for the whole group of you?
Yeah, man. I was sleeping when the nominations were announced, because I was like, there's no chance in hell. I don't know. There was just this feeling of, I even forgot, I think, that they were going to announce the nominations. And my parents were visiting from India, and they're the ones who came out in the room and told me, and I was like, what? So it was really cool. We had a table right next to the stage at the Golden Globes. So we saw every single presenter go up on stage, and my back was like right to them. Like if I did this, I could touch Brad Pitt. I didn't try that, although, they are a beautiful couple. But, it was, again, I'm such a kid, I'm so new to this in terms of the Hollywood industry. It's my 5th year, almost going into the 5th year of my show now, and it still feels like I'm a boy. Here I am in New Delhi in my parents' house. They've got headshots of mine up. And then one night you're at the Golden Globes and you're sharing a red carpet with all of these incredible people that you've looked up to. And it still feels very surreal, because I like to believe I lead a pretty normal life, a pretty quiet, normal life. I have the same friends. I have the same... So this happens, it's like this weird shock to your senses. And then you go home and you eat McDonald's because it's 3 a.m. and you've been drinking champagne for 10 hours and you go to sleep. It's an incredibly, it's like a fantasy, it's a fantasy. It's really cool.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today, Kunal. And, hopefully, the Big Bang Theory will do very well at the Emmys.
I hope so. Thank you guys for your time.